Hi Carla, I haven't seen you in a while.
Hi Gonzalo, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Here is my friend Tony.
Oh, Carla, I met you before, I think in high school.
Yes, of course. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Well, Carla, today we are going to talk about a topic that has gained a lot of popularity since the last 5 years, the popularity of Korean food in Peru. It's interesting because food is not just about taste, it's about culture, identity, and trends that make the way we think about other countries. After all, what we eat is generally influenced by social media, ads, or commercials. That's why we are going to explore and explain how this culinary wave started in Peru, popular Korean dishes, and what Peruvians think about them. But first, let's quickly look at why these global food trends matter.
Yeah. In addition, the popularity is given things you are young people who are interested in watching a trend. You know culture and try new things.
I'm agree with you, Gonzalo and Carla. The Korean food is gaining popularity these days with their foods like makis, sushis, and all of kind of dishes that you can imagine. The popularity is so good that you can see all about the Korean food in ads like Instagram, TikTok, and also on TV. This trend food is getting a lot of likes.
Okay, it seems like this influence began to grow around 2018. There's a lot of reasons for this, but the mainly reason are the K-pop idols and also K-dramas. Peruvians weren't just enjoying the music and shows, they also became curious about their culture and also their food. The most popular dishes are ramen, kimchi, makis, and sushi. While ramen is a comforting noodle soup, kimchi is a spicy, fermented cabbage. Also, there are makis and sushi, but for me, they are the same. In fact, these dishes are so popular that they have started appearing in the majority of Peruvian restaurants. Personally, I don't like Korean food. I prefer Italian food because my favorite dish is pizza, but what about you, Carla? Have you tried any of these dishes or know more of them?
Well, Gonzalo, I agree with you. I don't like Korean food. I've tried it, but I don't like. I prefer Peruvian food, for example, anticucho, ceviche with a lot of chili. But going back to Korean food, have you noticed that Korean food in Peru has been well received, especially among those who are looking for new culinary experience and are open to different flavor? The fusion with Peruvian gastronomic and the influence of Korean popular culture have contributed to it growing sexy. What about you, Tony? What kind of food do you like, and tell me what else you can say about it?
I see your point, Gonzalo and Carla. In my case, I love the Korean food, in especially makis and sushi. But this have a reason. In my case, I like it because I also love seafood, and in some way it's similar because we can find makis and sushis in all these kind of restaurants. In my opinion, I like makis because they are making with their hands of the chefs with that unique technique. For me, that's fabulous, basically. They are making of rice, alga, fish, and all of kind of ingredients that you prefer.
A lot of people, especially girls between 12 and 24, seems to really love it. And this must be to the influence of K-pop idols and K-dramas as we mentioned before. Idols and social media influencers or entertainers also play a big role in making Korean food seem trendy and cool here in Peru. I think part of the reason for its popularity is that it offers something different and unique like the sushi or ramen. But on the other hand, some people may find the flavors too strong in dishes like kimchi. Overall, it seems like Korean food has found a solid place in Peru, and it will be like that for several years. Carla, I know you've got some thoughts on this. How do you feel about the reception of Korean food?
Of course, in my case, I believe that Korean gastronomy is key for Peruvian to learn more about Korean culture. Through its food, it has created a space for interaction between both culture. How, for example, makis in Peru. Before Korean food wasn't so popular, but now it seems like every restaurant has come versions of Korean food. And you, Tony, what do you think about trend of Korean food in Peru?
Well, in my case, I heard about Korean food before, like 10 years before the first way. I know about this way when my mom carried me to the Centro de Lima. In Centro de Lima, there is a place called Barrio Chino, and in there I tried for the first time Korean food called Min Pao. It was delicious for me. Obviously, in the actuality, the popularity of this trend gains more impact because of TikTok, basically, with young people that like K-pop and everything related to that.
Yes. One thing that's really interesting is how influencers, celebrities, and even ads create this feeling of excitement around something like, for example, Korean food. They make it seem not only delicious, but also part of this cool, trendy lifestyle. Personally, I believe advertising plays a huge role in making people try new foods, even if they might not have been interested before. What do you think about this, Carla?
Okay, in my opinion, I can say that in Peru, people consume Korean food for various reasons, many of which are influenced by culture, globalization, and the gastronomic experience it offers. Young Peruvian fans of K-pop groups like BTS or Blackpink are looking to try dishes they see mentions in famous videos or shows. Tony, what you can tell me?
Well, in my case, I believe that always existed, but nobody talks about it, basically. Obviously, in these days, trends is gaining more popularity because TikTok, basically. There are easy way to promote trends and also publicity. In my case, I tried this because some of my friends someday catch me and told me that I need to prove Makis. And at first, I believed that I don't like, but then it was fantastic for me. It's delicious in my case.
Well, I agree with you, Tony. When it comes to Korean restaurants, my favorite is Osaka. In fact, I went there on Monday and it was a really great experience. They serve a delicious ramen that really stood out of me. Also, the attention and presentation were excellent. However, as I mentioned before, I prefer Italian food because of the pizza. What about you, Carla? Do you have a favorite Korean dish or restaurant?
Okay. Well, what I can say, I have had some disappointments. Recently, went to a restaurant that was supposed to be famous for its makis, but the service was terrible. We arrived, sat down, and wait over 40 minutes for the first course to the order. When it finally arrived, the maquis weren't fresh and even looking like they had been made hours before. It was a disaster. What can you tell me, Tony? Any good or bad experience?
I got it. In my experience, I got one bad experience and one good. Let's start for the bad one. When I arrived to the restaurant, the tension was so bad. They made their customers wait too long, and also the place was not confident and friendly. They were rude, basically. And that day, all was bad. The food was so, but with attention, at least, all was bad in my case. About the good one, the restaurant is Haki. The restaurant is all about Korean culture, They have mangas, figures, anime, and also soft music like ambiental, like you were in Korean, basically. The experience was so good. They were so friendly, and in some cases, tell us a joke. A joke. It was funny. And about the food, I ordered makis, 4 different flavors. All of them was making with hands and a good experience too. So that the flavor was so good. The one I liked it most was a crab tartar. I love it. And also they have games while you wait in your order. And the menu is variety. They also have wings and other things that you want to try it.
Mhm. So, to sum up, we've talked about a lot of subjects in this conversation, and we can conclude that whether you love it or not, there's no denying that Korean food has made a lasting impact in Peru. And I think personally that it will be like that, and it will likely continue to grow in the coming years.
Yeah, also I have found that smaller restaurants usually offer better makis. They may not be as famous on the more commercial areas, but when you go, the quality is much better. Also, the prices are more affordable. I once went to a place in Miraflores that was super fancy. The maquis were delicious, but the price was so high that it made me doubt if it was worth it. After comparing, I realizing that something you pay more for the ambience than for the food.
Yes, I'm agree with you too. In my experience, a small restaurants have better attention and better food than the big ones restaurants. I also agree that Korean food is gaining more popularity and the Peruvians like it. Believe that in more years there is going to exist more restaurants about Asian culture, and I believe the marketing and the publicity is important to catch us with our eyes. It was a good conversation and we have some different opinions about that. But I like this conversation with you two, Gonzalo and Carla. See you soon. Thank you so much.